Hi, welcome Raj. Good morning. In this GenAI architect mock interview questions, we will be taking integration of AI models with enterprise systems, and we are going to cover from question number 3 to question number 12. Okay, so let's get started. So the next question is, how would you implement retrieval augmented generation RAG for enterprise knowledge spread across SharePoint, Confluence, CRM nodes, and data lake documents?
Okay. Hi, Devanshu. Good morning. Yeah. So as an architect, if I want to implement a rack generation pipeline for the enterprise knowledge systems, so first I will be considering central. I will be designing a centralized data ingestion pipeline. So what the data ingestion pipeline will do means, it will the data engine pipeline which will connect and extract all the record informations from SharePoint, Confluence, CRM, data lake documents. And once I get all the documents from through the API, or if it is any third party connectors, is there, I will through the API will be I will be downloading it. Once I all the documents ready, then I will be applying proper chunking stuff. Once I download, I will be applying the data pre-processing. Based on if there is any unstructured data is there, then I will be converting into structured and properly I will be doing a data pre-processing. Then I will be applying a chunking strategies with since we are going to handle SharePoint and the sentence-based chunking strategies I will be using with adding the metadata enrichment, as well as once it is done, I will be converting into the embeddings. With the help of embeddings, I will convert into vectors. Then I will be storing into the vector DB. So these are data ingestion pipeline. This is the one centralized one. Then I will be designing such a way. Then I will be considering into the retrieval end-to-end RAG pipeline, which involves the retrieval, augmentation, and generation. So in a retrieval, I will be implementing the access-aware retrieval with the top K, with the top K. With the top K, and if we I will be applying a re-ranking, and once the response is there, then I will be doing augmentation, proper prompt. I will be generating a prompt, and I will be sending that prompt to the model, and they will be extracting. It will be receiving a response. So in the throughout the pipe throughout GenAI GenAI solution, I will be considering, I will be integrating, I will be taking care of the security and compliance in all the places wherever required. I will be providing a proper access through the SSO or role-based and attribute-based access, and then the retrieval. I will making sure the access our retrieval and PA masking and reduction based policy. Uh, then in secure then I will be making sure that hallucinations are controlled, and groundedness and accuracy. These are the key things I will be considering. So this is the way I will be designing end-to-end rack system for multiple enterprise system, Devanshu.
Okay, great. Coming to the next question. So the next question is, what security and compliance controls would you put in place when integrating GenAI with enterprise systems containing sensitive data?
Yeah. So while designing as a architect, while designing itself, as I said in the previous answer, so I will be considering, I will be making sure I will be the security and compliance controls will. I will follow security and compliance controls in all the stages of the GenAI enterprise system, Devanshu. So when in the let's say in the I will make sure the identity access management with the proper SSO and the role based access or attribute based access, and proper routing, and whether are we proper routing as well as access kind of like MFA access or any we how the data isolation, how the data will be showing across the different users. Then secure data. When it comes to the data security, I will be making sure I will be implementing the encryption at the rest and the transit, and I will be making sure data leakage should not be there. And come to the security, then the PL masking and the redaction policy, and will come to the prompt. I will be making sure the prompt injection. Prompt injection, in the prompt I will be adding I will making sure that through the audits are tracking, and when come to the monitoring, and I will be tracking the cost and latency. So these are the key criteria I will be implementing in implementing as a security and compliance controls in the GenAI system, Devanshu.
Okay, great. Coming to the next question. So the next question is, suppose a generative AI assistant can read from enterprise systems and also trigger actions like creating tickets or updating CRM records. How would you make that safe and reliable?
Okay. So, in a GenAI system, if it involves the read and update or let's say triggers like creating a ticket means, so I will be designing a system such a way. It's kind of I will be separate the design for a read only process and creating tickets or updating into any of the enterprise system. I will be routing it for read only as well as updating. So when it comes to read only, as a most of the applications in enterprise system, there won't be a no risk. So simply we can only the whatever the exposing fields we will be reading it. For that also will be I will be enabling the proper role based access, and if whether are we retrieving only the exposed access content only, are we retrieving these are the for only the reading from the entire system. When come to the action based like creating tickets or updating tickets, they are only just we need to make sure I will design such a way to security and compliance. I will be more focused on that one. So security and access first, I will be focusing access with the proper role based access and attribute based access, and when then I will making sure are we exposing the relevant data to the user, and before updating I will be making sure I will be get the proper review and approval from the respective users before updating. Any review and approval I will getting it, and mm, so I will be tracking before updating. I will track what are the informations we are going to update in the audit or like a proper like I will be tracking it. Then if required, I will be involving the human in the loop. I will get the review and approval. Then once we get the approval or confirmation, then I will be triggering the events like create or update. They want to, because why means why the proper tracking is required in case if we are going to handle the regulator body use cases and all. So in case of any wrong predictions it might happen, we can track back with the proper data with the audit trail what data we are updating it, we can track it. That's the reason just audit log and error logging also we are just using it. With this I think we can save we can implement a safe and reliable enterprise systems, Devanshu.
Okay, great. Okay, coming to the next question. So the next question is, how would you troubleshoot a production issue where the integrated AI solution is returning correct answers in testing, but poor or inconsistent answers in the client environment?
Okay. So in this scenario, in my previous engagements also, I have faced multiple times. In not all scenarios, some of the scenarios are that we in the during test case in testing or UAT it went successful. Actually, in the live, so there are some misinterpretation, or there is a where the end-to-end expectation process didn't ran as expected. So I faced a couple of same scenarios also. So in this one, just I will be start comparing first. I will deep dive. Then I will first I will be deep dive. I want to understand the issue. Uh, we might have I have we have implemented proper error log and audit trail. I will with that I will be compare the results of testing results as well as in client environment results. Is there any difference in the results? Then are we deployed the proper versions, the model version, prompt version, and the data are we data is also first I will these are the versions I will be comparing it. I will be then if there is any are we getting any differences in the deployment versions or not, then if not means then I will be start trouble diagnosing in I will be start diagnosing it in each phases of the entire pipeline. First I will be analyzing the data ingestion pipeline. Probably is there any chunking or is there any chunking issues is there. Then if any metadata enrichment, anything else we are missing it there, then storing the conversion of embeddings into vector, there I will be checking it. Then end-to-end rack pipeline, I will be checking in the retrieval. Any are we getting the correct uh, retrieval correct document? Are we getting it? If the correct document and all, whatever document we retrieve, right, that is correct or accurate, that will be checking it. Or whether are we getting it a top five? If it's the top five means if are we applied the proper re-ranking techniques and all, are we applied it? Then I will be checking the augmentation and the prompt construction. So is there any improvement, anything, any improvement is required in the prompt? This then I will be what are the information sending to LLM, right? The documentation context. There is there any improvements, anything we have missed it, or to ask the LLM these kind of these are the things I will be checking it for troubleshoot. I will be checking it, Devanshu. Additionally, I will be checking the data access. Is there any are we if the results are we are getting from the retrieval layer are is related to data bound or is beyond the data bound data access, these things are the key criteria. One by one I will be validating and I will be fixing it. So in the as I said in previous engagement, we have the with these techniques there was a couple of flaws we identified in the uh, retrieval mechanism. So we have improved, we have done the improvisation and we have redeployed it. So with the previous one, there was the latency as well as cost overruns also we have identified. With that fix, that also we have adjusted that also. Cost there was a cost overruns as well as the token usage also. We there was the more token usage that also we adjusted. So additionally, we implement a proper monitoring mechanism. So maybe in case in future, instead of deep diving into error log and all, first we can through the monitor in the monitoring dashboard where we are exactly facing the issues, what are the errors we are getting it with that monitoring tool. Also, we can it will help us to uh, in deep dive to avoid deep dive into with that monitoring tool. So we can able to identify where what is the root cause and where we are getting the issues and all that one. So.
Okay, sure. Okay, let's come to the next point. So the next question is, how do you evaluate whether an enterprise AI integration is successful beyond just model accuracy?
Yeah. These questions is the more interesting one question, Devanshu.
Hmm.
So, in a traditional automation as well as in current beyond automation in AI, Gen AI and all, the most of the business as a development team are just simply uh, doing the POC and without doing a productionized, proper productionized, we're simply delivering. They feel that we have delivered, we have achieved that what a business expecting. That's what the simple one. But some other cases, they don't have implemented proper KPIs and metrics to validate the accuracy. So that's the one biggest drawbacks in some of our organizations is in currently that's where that's where the question that is just more related to it is. So when post implementation, there are the techniques, some of the key KPIs or metrics to track. So they so that we can able to confirm whether the implementation is the business is satisfied and we get a more accuracy also by using the applying a business metrics, operational metrics, and AI metrics and user metrics. So what are the key points we're going to consider in business metrics? I will be making sure that are we the productivity improvement is there or not. savings, are we met the savings or not? Is the user adoption rate also, I will be checking it. These are the business metrics. When come to operational metrics, mm, in the operational metrics, I will be using what is the incident rate, and what is whether the entire process is up and running, what are the frequency of running, and all these are operation metrics. When come to the AI model metrics, in operation metrics, we can track with the cost and token usages and all. When come to then in a AI metrics, I will be handling will be checking the hallucination rate and the groundedness and the accuracy. These are things in the AI metrics. And come to the user metrics, NPS score, user satisfaction. These are things we can with these key metrics. I can able to validate, and we can evaluate it the accuracy of the model. So accuracy, not only accuracy model, successful of the GenAI program. Devanshu.
Okay. Okay. Let's come to the next question. So the next question is, how would you optimize performance and cost when integrating LLMs into enterprise workflows with high usage volumes?
Okay. When come to the doing optimization in performance cost, as a leader architect, I will make sure the performance and our cost involved in the as a architecture level as well as the model level. So when come to the architecture level, I will be considering the to improve the performance. I will be considering key areas like in the retrieval and the better chunking, whether in the data ingestion, how we are effectively designing a chunking, and then metadata filtering. So metadata enrichment. So how effectively we are going to apply the metadatas in the chunking strategies. Then in the retrieval, are we getting the expected results with properly applying top instead of applying a top 10 or top 20, are we getting a top 5 like that, and re-ranking. Then when it comes to the model, we have discussed it a number of times, Sevan, so the model routing. So when it comes to model routing for simple queries or simple things, instead of rely on the always routing to the large models. So there I will be routing the models based on the simple and complex. If it is simple means I will be routing into the smaller model. If it is complex means I will be routing into the larger model. Then come to the infrastructure readiness. I will be doing catching and load balancing and scalability. So whenever based on the usage volumes and all, the load balancing and scalability will handle it. As well as in case of repeated queries, repeated Q&A repeated queries means I will be addressing by storing into catch instead of every time accessing the models. We can fastly, we can swiftly, we can provide a response. Then security, then augmentation. So when constructing the prompt, so how effectively we are just instead of constructing a longer prompt, it will be end up in the cost overruns. So how effectively and precise and consciously we have to design prompting techniques by applying a chain of thought, zero thought, these kind of techniques we can apply it, and we can compress the prompting. So then audit logs. So in the audit logs, we can track what are the responses input tokens, output tokens, what are the response we are getting from the LLMs. These are the track. Why I'm tracking this means in through the troubleshooting any issues will come. We can track it. So what are the input tokens we have passed, we output tokens. When these are the with this, I think I can with these techniques I can able to optimize the usage, latency, as well as in case of any cost overruns and all, I can tackle it, Devanshu. So it will help us to implement and we can get the better results under latency. We can achieve the P90 up till P99 also we can achieve it.
Great, great. Okay, let's come to the next question. So the next question is, can you describe a project where you integrated AI with an enterprise system and you have to explain your role, design choices, and measurable outcomes?
Okay. Yeah, in my previous tenure, I have involved a couple of I got a chance to work on the couple of GenAI projects where one of the interesting one was we need to design a GenAI Q&A chatbot for the HR team. So with there, why I have chosen this one? That there involved multiple enterprise systems. So there are documents, the policy documents where they have stored in the SAP and some multiple tools in a kind of a SharePoint, Aris tool and all they have involved it. So there in that project, my role was the delivery lead as well as the architect. So I was the one key person of to oversee the entire delivery of the project as well as I need to oversee the architecture design. So there I closely involved with the stakeholders as well as architecture and the technical lead. So I have we have as a collaboratively we have done a brainstorming and how effectively we can deliver this. But then we decide as a we can design as a GenAI rack system. The GenAI Q&A chatbot we can deliver. That's what we have taken a decision, and we have designed the data ingestion pipeline. How we are going to connect the systems like SAP, SharePoint, and there upon discussing we came to know there separately API is there. Through the API, we have designed a data ingestion pipeline. Uh, then we in the data ingestion pipeline, the key decision I have done was the metadata enrichment. So the earlier we haven't had that metadata enrichment. So as a architect as delivery lead, I have done some R&D and all. Then I came to know. So if we add the metadata enrichment, it will help us to if it will help us to get the faster results in the retrieval phase. So that's one of the key area. When come to the retrieval, so I have connected with the compliance and security persons because this is the first GenAI project we were doing it. So technical parts and all I have given to the architect and the technical leads. I was taking decisions and approving the design and the technical part. So I have involved as a leader. I have involved how effectively make sure the entire solution should be governance and security one we need to get approval. So my major role was I played that one. How are we in line with the complaints and governance one? Are we following a proper documentation, complaints documentation, and this what they use the project we have delivered for the regulator one also. So then there were we need to follow the some validation rules. That also we record some quite number of documentations. So I have understand these documentations from the quality management system team. Then I have instructed my team to follow the end-to-end governance compliance, and we documented it. We get the proper go from the security and compliance team. Devan. So this is the one key one. We have deployed it, and it's a good response from the HR team. Because since it is HR involved there, we have implemented. Initially, we haven't implemented the identity access management. So stage based we have improved and we have implemented the role based and access based and attribute based proper. We have integrated with Azure and the organization Active Directory also because all the peoples can't access this chatbot. So we have effectively implemented the access management also. So there a response time we have a huge we have there is a huge response time. Earlier to end-to-end process manually they were doing sometimes will take 1 week also. So with this chatbot we can able to achieve within the 10 minutes of time they want so. This is one good voice or good we get a good support and a good voice from the business stakeholders also.
Okay, great. Okay, let's come to the next question. So the next question is, if a client asks whether to use Azure OpenAI, open source Hugging Face models, or another cloud model for enterprise integration, how would you guide that decision?
Okay. So, as a leader, as an architect, if I want to evaluate based on a client task against three means OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, or open source model, first I will be I will be understanding entire business scope, entire business scope. What are the enterprise system? What are the systems are we going to involve? What are the retrieval? What are the documents going? Then I will be understanding the business asks also. If the business ask might be, I want to more focused on the security and compliance, this kind of, and maintainability and scalability requirements, then I will be suggesting Azure OpenAI. It's because Azure OpenAI is more tightly coupled, more focused on the security and compliance, and there might be less maintainability and focus. Additionally, as an architect, I will be considering not the client might be focused on the security and governance. So additionally, I will be focusing on the scalability and accuracy, cost, reliable and deployment. These are key parameters. I will be adding it. Then I will be doing a POC against all three one. If already client have a dependency on Azure, then I will prefer Azure OpenAI itself, because since it will be tick whatever the business asks, and all this with three against three, I will be adding the weightages, and which weightages matches as per the business. Then I will be suggest the business. I will suggest the client Devanshu.
Okay, great. Okay, let's come on to the next question. So the next question is, how would you explain a complex AI enterprise integration design to non-technical stakeholders such as business leaders, compliance teams, or client executives?
Okay. This one is a quite interesting question, Devanshu, because we means at a time, because in most of the calls, all three stakeholders will be resigning the call, because each stakeholders will no want to understand the other ventures and that. So as a leader, I will be explaining their business languages. So if I will be designing the deck, one for business leaders, one for the compliance team, one for client executives. For I will present a business leader, my focus would be purely on the what is the business value, what is the outcome, what is the productivity going, what his team, what is the productivity going to get, so he can focus with this implementation of the enterprise API. His team may, what is the benefits he are going, the team going to get, what is the savings and that. Then if it comes to the compliance team, in this project, what are the identity access management, security, and what are the regulator bodies we are going to, what are documentations for these regulatory bodies. If it is a GDPR, HIPAA means for those, what are documentations we are going to follow, what are the regulations we are going to, validation protocols, and so data, what are the, how we are going to avoid data leakages, and private endpointings and the routings, and encryption, what are encryption mechanism going to, how the user, in case suppose I will showing some demo with the access management, how the users, if you are going to do the finance GenAI enterprise means all users will can't access that. I'll be explaining end to end how the security and compliance are going to incorporate in this one. Then for the client executive, it's a kind of a mix of the high level of the business values, if values, what are the benefits with this one going to get. So I will be throughout the deck, I will be avoid wherever possible, I will avoid the technical jargons, Devanshu. Uh, so for executives, executives mean the stakeholder executives also will be there. So the project level, high level, I will be executing. What is the scope of the project, objective of the project? What is the key milestones for this project we are going to do? When are we going to implement? These are the things I will be explaining it, client. I think with this structured one, I think I make sure I think each stakeholders will understand what are the expectation was there for these meetings and all. I think I can able to understand it. I can like this the way I will explaining it, Devanshu.
Okay. Okay. So my next question is, let's get to the next question. So, what are the biggest risks when integrating GenAI into enterprise systems, and how would you mitigate them during delivery?
Okay. When come to the risk in the GenAI means there, I think you might be heard some of the risks. So in GenAI, most of GenAI itself, some of the keyword is buzzing keyword will make the stakeholders think it's a GenAI, whether uh, there are lots of risk. The one of the key risk is that business fear. Wanting a business fear, I could say, Devanshu. Why business fear means with the GenAI, business might be feel the roles are going to get eliminated, the team is going to suffer. The one that is one key one, wherever go it, the business fear will not go. So this one, there are some certain ways to mitigate it that I will come to later stage. So first I will address the key risk. One is business risk, and data risk, and hallucination, and model risk, and access management risk, and response, whether that's what accuracy, and that will comes in the hallucination risks, and adoption, whether the adoption rate, whether with this implement, whether the business is going to adapt this solution effectively or not, and costing. The business might not aware, they might be worrying of the costing also. So how if we implement, how the infra and the costing and all will going to work. These are the key risks, Devans, I would feel as a leader. So how I'm going to mitigate to daily win? There are certain ways to there are certain ways is that we can mitigate it during delivery. When as I said, a business risk, I said, right. So first I will understand the business perspective, and I make sure business feel stay updated on the end-to-end process. I will involve the business in all stages of the delivery. So in the I will be involved the business in the requirement stage, and feasibility check. I will keep an update wherever required. I will involve. I will There are certain ways to the customize it. I will ask the business to do the customization also wherever required. So with this, I think the business I can reduce the business fear with the GenAI project. Then hallucination risk and data risk, and so data risk, and I will be avoid the data leakages. I will be doing encryption at the transit and the rest, and PL masking, and redaction based policy, and I will be avoiding a prompt injection, and hallucination, the accuracy, how I can we can totally we can't avoid hallucination. How effectively we can reduce the hallucination by effectively designing the retrieval and data ingestion pipeline. So these are the risk and mitigations, Devanshu.
Okay. So, now consider, suppose you are on a project and your objective is to assign responsibilities to people. Okay.
Okay.
So, suppose there could be a team of technical people with you. You have some non-technical stakeholders. You have business leaders. You have, compliance teams. You have client executives. All of these people are around you. So I need
Okay.
to identify how will you assign these responsibilities to get the GenAI project developed and delivered. So you have to identify who will you put in responsible category, accountable category, consulted category, and informed category. Which type of people you will you put in responsible category, accountable category, consulted category, and informed category?
Okay. So this is kind of a RASI matrix. So I will be define the RASI matrix such a way uh, based on the project and scope. So I will be gathering all the entire team member into the single meeting. I will be explaining what is the scope of the project and what are the roles and responsibilities of the each team member. Let's say it's architect is there, or a technical lead architect is there, means I will define it's a business analyst also might be there. First, feasibility and POC. If it any feasibility and POC is there, means responsible, and what is the responsible, authorized, and informed, and so
Accountable.
response for if it is
Responsible,
accountable.
accountable. Yeah. consult
Yeah, if it is
and
for if we have to do, yeah, if we have to do the end-to-end POC and feasibility check means I will be make sure the responsible for the POC is for architect or technical technically who is going to do the POC and accountable for the business analyst. The business analyst will know the end-to-end process. He can give the guidance and everything and responsible, accountable and informed is the his leader or that stakeholder as well as consulted with the business stakeholders. Consultant will be the here the leader. The informed will be the business stakeholders, who will be the business people going to involve. So when come to the development, so I will defining each stages. Design part will be the involving the requirement gathering. Let's say requirement gathering. Requirement gathering will be responsible for the requirement gathering for the BA. Business analyst will be there. Accountable is for the like his counterpart, his leader is accountable. Whether accountable means his the business analyst are is effectively doing a design or not, and so consultant will be the business stakeholders because that business analysts have to closely work with that stakeholders. So it is informed will be the business stakeholders. So such a way I will be if it is a technical team means for development. I mean, for development also, I will be defining the stages, data ingestion layer, retrieval layer, those kind of. I will be splitting the each stages. I will be assigning the each people for a development team for accountable, sorry, responsible for developer and accountable for technical leader. Consultant will be the architect. Informed will be the stakeholders. So likewise, I will be defining the each. I will define the WBS each metric. I will define the each one, and then I will be against one. I will be assigning the who is the responsible, accountable, informed consultant. I want so.
okay,
As
great.
a leader, I will at the kick of the project itself. I will be explaining the RACI matrix. So I will be explaining each person's roles and responsibility. What is the scope? Everything I will be discussing, and I will be creating a RACI matrix.
Okay, great.
Why the RACI matrix is the project I will maintain means this will be avoid confusions between the team. There should not be confusion and noise between the team members. There should not be blaming should be happen. That's the reason I will be maintaining a proper RACI matrix. With that, who is responsible account we can for the particular we can pick that person. We can ask the questions. We can ask the updates and all. Devanshu.
Correct. Absolutely. Great.